Hello everyone, welcome back to the Socio Quiz, the center of smart sociology. Today we will study the concept of culture and understand the major definition of culture given by different thinkers, which are very important for UGC NET as well as SET examination. Okay, so let's see some introduction of culture. The word culture has a specific meaning in sociology. In social sciences, culture is all that which is socially transmitted rather than biologically. Okay, whereas the common sense uses tend to point only to the arts. Culture, in its broadest sense, is the way of life. Remember this, I have already underlined this line. So, remember, culture is a way of life. Okay, let's see some more introduction. Culture is derived from Latin term cult or cultus, meaning cultivating or doing worship. Okay, so remember this. Let's see next. This is also a part of definition. Okay, let's see elements of culture. Elements of culture is norm, language, belief, values, sanction. Okay, I don't have Hindi version of this slide. So norms means like mandan, language, bhasa, belief, viswas, value, mulya, sanction. Uh, Sanction means dand maybe. Okay. Huh. Let's see next features of culture. Okay, let's see some features of culture. Culture is social, culture is dynamic, culture is learned and shared, culture is transmitted, culture is symbolic, culture is shared. Like कल्चर सामाजिक होता है, कल्चर गतिशील भी होता है, और कल्चर हम सीखते हैं और कल्चर हम शेयर भी करते हैं, साझा करते हैं. ओके, और कल्चर ट्रांसमिट भी होता है जनरेशन टू जनरेशन, एंड कल्चर सांकेतिक होता है. ओके, मैंने हिंदी में भी बता दिया. आई होप you will understand. Let's see next. This is important part. Okay, let's see some major definition of culture. The first definition of culture was given by E.V. Tylor. Okay, let's see. He says culture is complex whole which is include knowledge, belief, arts, model, law, custom, and other capability acquired by man as a member of society. Okay, this is very famous definition, so remember this. Let's see green क्या कहते हैं. Green says culture as the socially transmitted system of idealized way of knowledge, practice, and belief, along with the artifacts that knowledge and practice produce and maintain as they change in time. Okay, so remember this. Let's see some next thinker. Let's see Ralph Linton definition of culture. He says culture is the way of life of the member of a society. Okay, this is important. Remember this way of life. Okay, it is the collection of ideas and habits which they learn, share, and transmit from generation to generation. Let's see Malinowski definition. Okay, Malinowski says culture is the handiwork of man. This is important. मेलिनॉस्की ने कल्चर को हैंडीवर्क ऑफ मैन कहा था. एंड मेलिनॉस्की एक दूसरा डेफिनेशन भी देते हैं कल्चर का, जो सेम एज लाइक राल्फ लिंटन, बट डोंट कंफ्यूज विद राल्फ लिंटन डेफिनेशन एंड मेलिनॉस्की डेफिनेशन. ओके, so Malinowski says culture is total way of life and Linton says way of life. Okay, don't confuse with these definitions. Let's see Bidney definition of culture. Bidney says culture is the product of agrofact, artifact, sociofact, and mentifacts. So remember these four keywords. Okay, so agrofact, artifact, sociofact, mentifact. So this is of Bidney definition. Okay, let's see next thinker क्या कहते हैं culture के बारे में. Let's see Raymond for definition of culture. He says culture refers to the component of accumulated resource, material as well as non-material. Okay, remember this line. That's enough. And क्लाइड क्लॉकहॉर्न ने कल्चर को ब्लूप्रिंट या फ्रेमवर्क कहा था. सो रिमेंबर दिस. एंड he talks about explicit and implicit aspects of culture. So this is important also. Okay, and let's see next thinker Robert Redfield क्या कहते हैं. He says culture is an organized body of conventional understanding manifest in art and artifacts. So remember this line. That's enough. Okay, let's see some more thinkers. Let's see Beer State definition of culture. Beer State says culture is the complex whole that consists of everything that we think, do, and have as a member of society. Okay, so remember this. Let's see Lundberg definition of culture. Lundberg says culture refers of the social mechanism of behavior. Okay, this line is important according to Lundberg. So remember this two line. Culture refers of the social mechanism of behavior. Okay, let's see McIver and Page क्या कहते हैं culture के बारे में. He says culture is the expression of our nature in our mode of living, thinking, intercourse, religion. Okay, McIver and Page says culture is expression of our nature of mode of living. So इतना भी याद रहे. That's enough. Okay, let's see हर्स्कोविट क्या कहते हैं. इनका तो डेफिनेशन स्मॉल है ना, तो ये तो इजीली याद हो जाएगा. He says culture is the man-made part of society. Man-made part of society. Hurst-Covid definition. Okay. And let's see Radcliffe Brown says culture as a set of rules. ये तो easy है ना. And let's see मजुमदार क्या कहते हैं culture के बारे में. He says culture is the sum total of human achievements, material as well as non-material, capable of transmission sociologically. Okay. That is by tradition and communication vertically as well as horizontally. So remember this. Let's see some more. And S. Canning says culture is the sum total of man's effort to adjust himself to his environment and improve his mode of living. And the last definition of culture is Philip Selenznik says total social heritage encompassing all the knowledge, belief, customs and value. Okay. And let's see कुछ schools हैं culture के. Okay, 4 स्कूल हैं है ना. सी इवोल्यूनिस्ट में कौन कौन आते हैं, ये एल.एच. मॉर्गन, ए.वी. टाइलर, ये सब इवोल्यूनिस्ट में आ जाएंगे आपके. हर्बर्ट स्पेंसर, दरखाइम. ओके, एंड फंक्शनलिस्ट में आप सब ऑलरेडी जानते ही हो. मेलिनॉस्की आ जाएंगे, रेडक्लिफ ब्राउन आ जाएंगे. ओके, एंड थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग. And I hope you guys like the session. And if you guys like the session, then hit the like button and do subscribe the channel. And so that's all for today's video. We'll meet again in the next session with another important concepts. Till then, keep learning and keep growing. Okay, so thank you for watching and take care. Bye bye.